Alright, next fight on the list comes from Predator Warrior 18, who pits Captain America against Judge Dredd. Now, Dredd, what more can I say about Judge Dredd? You know, one of the best, probably the most, well, yeah, pretty much the best-known judge of Mega City 1. Dredd is, of course, one of the judges, the fascist police force that keeps order in Mega City 1. Like all judges, Dredd has your two basic weapons. The baton, which looks more like a giant baseball bat, really. And then we have his other weapon, the more infamous weapon, the Lawgiver. Now, the Lawgiver is kind of... Now, this has a lot of weapons in store. It has tasers, flares, grenades, rapid fire, armor-piercing, all these different weapons at, Dredd's disposal. The other major, add-on to that is that only Dredd can use his Lawgiver. Lawgivers are genetically encoded to only work for the judges they've been issued to. If someone else tries to take it and fire it, then boom, off goes their hands. Yeah. So that's a beauty right there. Not only that, Dredd is also an excellent hand-to-hand fighter. He's also an excellent strategist as well. He's been able to think of great ideas on the fly, and that's helped him against a lot of opponents, from the Angel family to the Dark Judges to even I've brought this up before, but he's actually beaten Batman in a hand-to-hand fight, and from there, in their other past fights, Batman and Dredd in the other crossovers fought to a draw on other points. They've more or less just fought to a draw in the other cases. So there's that. Not only that, Dredd has gone up against not just Batman, but he's also gone head-to-head with Lobo, aliens, and Predators. He's killed them all. Well, you can't really kill Lobo, but still. And recently, he's kicked some Martian ass in Mars Attacks Dredd. So, keep that in mind. Dredd is someone you don't want to mess with, because more than likely, you're either going to prison or you're going to be killed. That's how he sees it. Everything's literally, well, yeah, kind of literally black and white for him. There are no gray areas for him. So how well would Captain America hold himself against literally the law? So Judge Dredd versus Captain America. Oh boy. Now, while Dredd is more or less a normal human being, Dredd has some major has some major stamina in his body. This is a guy who's been shot, stabbed, blown up, had acid blood from xenomorphs sprayed on him, shot with, stabbed through the chest by a Predator spear. He's been punched he's been punched repeatedly by guys 3 times stronger than him, and he keeps going. And he's just a normal human being. In close range or far range, Dredd is more than capable of holding his own in a lot of fights. But so is Captain America. Both these guys are, they can interchange between environments. Now the big question is, could this become a kill fight or a no-kill fight? I don't know, because Dredd is going to look at Captain America and be like, you're just a costume vigilante, and I hate, that's against the law. You're coming with me. And Cap's like, no, you're just a fascist. I'm not going with you. So this could actually, if someone doesn't break up this fight could be to the death. Cap will kill if he needs to. And Dredd, killing is on the first, first agenda if they don't come quietly. So this could be a fight to the death between Dredd and Cap. So this fight's going to be bloody. Dredd is going to have, a major assortment of weapons in that Lawgiver. But here's the thing. Dredd's weapons need ammo. The Lawgiver needs ammunition. It's not just like, hey, I got this, 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 and this, and I can keep using it over and over again. Yeah, the gun's going to run out of ammo. So, you have to look at that. But I don't really think any of Dredd's weapons could actually penetrate Cap's shield. They could throw him off, and like I've said in past fights about Cap's shield, that weapon can be Cap could easily knock that gun out of his hands and keep him from fighting, and keep him from trying to get to it again. So, this could easily turn Cap gets his shield knocked out of his hands, Dredd loses the lawgiver. This could be easily a hand-to-hand fight match, and Dredd's gonna power through all the pain and in him, but he's still human. You got to remember that he's still he's still, for lack of a better word, human, and he can still get worn down. But yeah, Dredd can take some major punishment in these fights. He can take some major punishment in these kind of fights. So you have to look at that. And like I said, Dredd is an amazing, has an incredibly strategic mind. So does Cap. So these two could easily be trying to outwit one another in one of these fights. So you also have to take that into account, that these two might be trying, these two are try to outmatch one another, not just physically, but also mentally. They're both physically and mentally sound of mind, and that's going to be a major. You have to factor that, tongue-tied. You really have to factor that in a fight like this. So this is a really tough one to call, guys. I don't know who could win in this kind of matchup between Dredd and Cap. But I will say this: as my good friend, the Mount Vernon kid, sometimes says in his fights, this is probably gonna boil down to someone making a mistake and someone capitalizing on that mistake. That's maybe the winning factor, is someone making a fatal flaw. And trust me, when I say fatal, I mean fatal flaw. Because like I said, this could easily be a fight to the death. Anyway, so you guys tell me, who do you think would win in this matchup? Captain America or Judge Dredd? And once again, thank Predator Warrior 18 for this fight. This fight came from him. And stay tuned for the next fights.